it's sometimes difficult to try to get immersion when you're learning English, right? If you don't live in the United States or Canada or Australia, can be hard to get immersion. Well, it can seem that way, but actually not necessarily. If you really want to, you can have English immersion every day, no matter where you are, as long as you have the internet. And you may have seen some of my other videos where we talk about how to get that. Well, I want to explore one called Quora, which you've probably heard of, as a great way to not only get useful content, but also practice what you're learning, to actually use your English. We all know that, yeah, it's a good idea to sit down and practice maybe writing a short essay or something like that, or blog post, but can you actually force yourself to do it? Well, often it's difficult. But what if you had a reason because you are helping someone understand something better? That might be an interesting way to put what you're learning into practice and improve and help people and maybe gain some followers as well. So it's in some ways a great way to feed multiple birds with one stone. We're going to be looking at Quora and how we can use Quora as a way to improve English, as a way to have English immersion. It actually covers a lot of different areas at the same time. So let's explore this. I'm exploring this as I would if I were going to learn English now. How would I approach it? How would I do it if I wanted to immerse myself in the language? Okay, so I'm going to hop over here to Quora. This is the main page. When you first sign up, you are asked to choose some interests. You can add to those over time, but you're asked to sort of pick some things that you're interested in following. But you can always just search a topic. So what are you interested in? Are you interested in anime? Are you interested in construction? Are you interested in English-specific content or sports or whatever it may be? So I've put in construction here, and I could search different types. There's daily construction tips. These are specific spaces, but there's also just a general search. And you can follow topics. Like I could follow the topic construction. It has 695,000 followers. Okay, so now I'm following that. And you get some posts about the topic, and you can read these things. What are most of these posts? They're questions. So people ask questions like, what is the role of mechanical engineer in construction site of any building? And you can see that someone has answered that question. So you might read their answer, and you might learn more about that. And I'm just giving construction as an example. You could search anything, right? Maybe it's Skyrim or, I don't know, whatever you're interested in. Just search it. But then the cool thing is, if that's something that you're interested in, if that's something that you know something about, then you can make it more interactive. Part of the immersion that you get when you go to a native English-speaking country is that you're not just getting things one way. You're not just hearing things. You're not just surrounded by things. You're not just reading things. You're also chatting with people, text messaging, sending emails. You might have a job there, right? Sending emails every day. You're talking with people when you buy stuff, when you walk around, when you ask for directions. You're interacting. So that's a very important part, input and output, right? So what if, for example, we searched English language, okay? Now, I would choose this one maybe because I know something about it. Here I am. So English language, 4.8 million followers. I'm going to follow that topic. And I can read these different questions and answers. So let's see. Can Jackie Chan speak English fluently? Okay, someone has answered that one. And the answers get upvotes. So this is another way for you to interact with people. You might write an answer or a response to someone else's answer and then interact with people, and people might vote up your comments or down, and you can get a little feedback on what you do. I've noticed recently there are more ads than usual. So like this one, Seems to be an ad for something. A few more ads than usual, but it's not that bad. I am who I am. What does that mean? Okay, so someone has answered that one, and you can follow these people as well, so you can connect with people, which is cool. Now, what I want to do is go to here, which is answer. So if I click on answer, you see questions that need answers, questions that you might answer, and this is where it gets very interesting. So you might pick something, and again, this is just the language category, based on what you know, based on your area of expertise, based on your interest, right? So here's some questions. What does 1.5K followers mean? That's actually a good question. You can see 23 people have already answered it. I'm not going to answer that one because I'm assuming someone has got it right. I could check the answers if I want to, or comment on people's answers. Let's see if I can find an interesting one here. No answer. See, some of these say no answer yet. Some of them say 6 answers. Let's see. Let's see if I can find one. Which is correct? He must go or goes to school. Okay. So then I might decide, oh, this one is the one I can answer. He must go or goes to school. And then I might just click answer right away. Now notice here, I have my Grammarly plugin installed. If you're using, for example, Google, whatever browser you're using, you can install an add-on or a plugin for Grammarly. That is so that anything you write will at least help you have a spell check and a grammar checker. I use it for everything. It really helps me a lot. I strongly recommend you use it as well. It's, of course, free, so then I can say maybe he must go is correct because, and then I could go into my explanation, and this is where you can get creative. I happen to know the answer to this and why it's this way, and I think I can explain it clearly. But maybe you have a different answer for something that you know something about. This is where it gets really interesting because you're able to put your skills into practice, not only sending it into the void by just writing it down for yourself, which is kind of just for you, but doing it so that other people can benefit from what you know or what you think. And then getting feedback based on what you wrote is upvotes, right? That's good. Also, there's the added pressure of knowing there's an audience. This isn't just for me. This is for other people. They're reading it, and that makes me want to be extra careful to make sure that my sentences are correct. I'm using the right words. I'm using words naturally. And that's going to force you to do a little research to make sure that, hey, should this be past tense or present tense? That kind of thing. That little bit of pressure is actually a really, really, really good thing. And that's the same thing you get when you go to a native English-speaking country and you have immersion. Pressure. Someone's looking at me. Someone's asking me a question. Someone's saying, what do you want? I need to answer them. So, right? So it's a good thing to have someone watching what you do because it's going to force you a little bit to push yourself to do more than you would do if it was just you by yourself, right? So that's why I recommend looking at Grammarly. You can do this for other communities too. Reddit is a pretty good one. You could do it under YouTube comments, I guess, or Facebook, but Facebook communities are good. Facebook groups for sure. Reddit is really good, I think, for that sort of thing too. If you can find a good community that you like, they're called subreddits. YouTube comments, I don't know, not so much. Usually it's just a lot of, I don't know, people yelling at each other, I feel like. That tends to be what it is. Anyway, let me know if you find this useful or if you have any questions about this or what kind of things you write about if you decide to use Quora. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That helps a lot. And of course, check out my courses in the links in the description.